I'm playing tricks on me, because sand just doesn't disappear. No, this island can't be shrinking. This is my paradise. It can't just shrink. Must be my mind playing tricks on me. My mom always said I had an overactive imagination. I can make up anything in my crazy little head. Not that I'm crazy. It'd be crazy if I thought this island was shrinking.
Morning, David.
Oh, good morning, Mermaid. How are you?
Good, good. The usual stuff. You?
Not so good. I think my island is shrinking.
Oh.
Oh? My island is literally going the way of the dodo, and all you can say is, oh.
Oh, shit, that sucks.
Come on. I could drown. I feel like a little sympathy is in order. Maybe a little man on mermaid action.
You're not my type. Legs freak me out.
Yeah, I'm the weird one because I have legs. You're the mystical sea creature. I should be the one who doesn't want to sleep with you.
But you do. It's a little crazy that you long for sex with a sea creature, don't you think?
I always liked the movie Splash as a kid.
Splash?
I keep forgetting you don't know what movies are.
Not even a little. So, what are you going to do about your island, David? I mean, if it's really disappearing.
I don't know. I always love this island. I can't just leave it.
But if you stay on it, you'll drown.
Yeah.
Don't you think you should be thinking of a way to get off the island?
Ah, fuck it. I had a good run.
Excuse me?
I had a good run. I've done all a man could ever do in his life, except have sex with a damn mermaid.
David, focus!
Sorry. It's just that this island was the only place I've ever felt at peace, you know? If it goes, then so shall I.
Why not swim off the island and I can bring you back home?
I'm gonna go back there. I'd rather drown.
What's so bad about home? It's where your family and friends are.
Yeah, well, my father, much like this island, disappeared when I was really little, and my mom, well, once he left, she kind of, just shut down, started living in her own fantasy world. Crazy, right?
Sometimes that's what people need to do in order to escape the pain. It doesn't make them crazy, David, just sad.
Yeah, well, Mermaid, I know all about sadness, okay? My whole life's been filled with sadness. I can't remember many happy moments until I got here.
Well, why'd you come here anyway?
I never told you that story. It's an interesting story.
It is a very interesting story.
Hey, Captain Jack. How are you?
Quite well, David. What's this I hear about your island shrinking?
How did you know?
Well, the fish in the sea may be very small, but their mouths are quite large and they like to gossip.
David was just about to tell me how he came to be on this island.
Well, that story, that's a tale as old as time itself. A tale of love and loss and a misguided young man.
I was pretty lost back then, floating through a fog of hate and betrayal. See, Mermaid, I spent a lot of my earlier life being neglected, as I mentioned before. Never had anyone to motivate me, until I met Julian. She was thoughtful and attractive.
Too attractive for you.
Thank you, Captain, but my story, not yours.
Oh, beg my pardon.
Thank you.
Go right ahead.
Julian and I were cut from the same cloth, I never believed in fate until I met her, and I decided that she was my fate.
And I take it that wasn't the case?
Yeah, but that realization came much later, For all of her great qualities, she was a difficult nut to crack, We spent a lot of time dancing around the issues of love and relationships, but she always seemed to elude me. She was my white whale.
Wait. Wasn't Captain Ahab trying to kill Moby Dick?
I've told him it's a stupid analogy, but he won't listen. He's a stubborn bastard, to say the least.
I mean, it just seems strange that you would compare being in love with someone to wanting to kill someone.
You've never wanted to kill someone you loved?
Damn, that's a good point. So Julian was your white whale, who you wanted to harpoon. And by harpoon, I mean... Well, there's half a lady present, but you know what I mean.
It wasn't that I wanted to harpoon her. We were madly in love. So I chased, and she finally fell in love with me as well.
Happy ending!
The man's on an island that's getting smaller by the minute. Does that sound very happy to you?
No, not very happy, no.
She loved me, but she said she couldn't be with me until I learned to love myself, I was always a sad person. It was just my nature, I smile and laugh around my friends, a facade that she saw right through from the beginning. And while I tried to project this persona of someone who's happy and confident, she saw the train wreck that I really was, and she was right, I didn't love myself. But what she didn't realize was that she was what made me happy, and without her I was destined to live a life of sadness, and she couldn't see that point of view.
Well, I mean, she had a point. How can you love someone else if you don't love yourself?
You can't rationalize love. It's either there or it isn't. I tried to explain to her that my heart was so filled with my love for her that there was no room for anything else. So we stayed for a time to Ships passing silently through the night.
Until David decided to build this island!
Captain!
What? It's my favorite part of the story.
Yeah, my story, not yours. Stop backseat story time.
Sorry.
I decided that if I showed her how much I loved her, she would want to be with me. You know, one big romantic gesture to knock her socks off. So I found the perfect spot, and I built a brand new island and a brand new me to go along with it. You know, this island actually used to be much larger and more stable. There was a house, a place for our children to play, a place, you know, that we could call home and be together forever.
It's the most romantic thing you've ever heard, right?
Well, yes, but there's no house. And there's no place for children. And there's no Julian. David, what happened?
You have to understand, Mermaid, is that this island was built on a foundation of love. That sounds corny, I know, but without love, the island couldn't stay afloat, and so it began to fall apart. I began to fall apart.
But why? Why are you alone now?
Because she was right. You can't love someone until you learn to love yourself first.
And you didn't love yourself?
I did, actually. I'd finally begun to, and it was great. We lived together on this island for years, and we were so happy. And then one day I woke up and she was gone. Our love wasn't enough. I wasn't enough.
Why not go home?
Who would have me? The funny thing is, Mermaid, is when you build an island for two people, the rest of the people in your life tend to assume that you don't want them in your life anymore, you know? I put all my eggs in one basket, and now all I have is this island.
I've tried to get him to sail back with me, but he refuses.
This is the only place I've ever felt happy. How can I leave that?
Maybe the love you needed is back home. I'm sure your friends loved you very much.
They do. All of these messages are for him. Love didn't elude you, David. It was around you all the time.
You just weren't willing to see it.
This is where I'm staying. Right here on my island.
But you'll drown! I'm going to get help.
Are you sure there isn't anything I can do to help you change your mind?
Here I sit and here I stay. Who knows? Maybe she'll come back.
Well, here are today's messages, courtesy of the ID Atlantic.
Dear David.
I didn't like that one.
Got legs.
Yourself.